So we've seen how to pattern with the TSPL. Now let's quickly see how we can pattern with the laser in case we have a Nanophraser Explorer. So let's select our arrow that we, the geometry that we imported earlier. If we press play here, we will already start patterning with the laser. We will see that this arrow is relatively big for being for a Nanophraser geometry. Like the Mona Lisa, for example, is quite smaller, and patterning with TSPL requires 3 minutes and 30 seconds. The arrow is definitely bigger, and it only takes 20 seconds. So this already shows the why the laser is so a nice feature in the Nanophraser Explorer, because it allows us to have a much faster patterning for areas that do not require a very high resolution, like this arrow, for example, or if you want to make contact paths or contact lines. So if we press play here, we will see that we start patterning already, and the same will happen if we press play here in the laser runtime panel. So differently from TSPL, with the laser we have a more limited set of parameters that we can change, but let's still see what we can do from this tab. So in the writing parameters, we can see a laser power, so the set power, which is 100 milliwatt. In case we have a laser power calibration in the software, so just to remind you, we can do the laser power calibration here. Of course, we need a laser power meter to perform the laser power calibration. In this case, we do not have any laser power calibration, so we cannot know which is the effective power for this set input power, but in general you can see this once you load the laser power calibration data. We can decide the offset step for the laser and also change the pixel time, which is usually set at 70 microseconds, but you can also play around with it. So it's usually quite straightforward, so we can see pressing play. Now we move. These are some tests of arrows that I did previously, and after trajectory management we will do a patterning of the arrow. So you see in 23 seconds pretty much we have done our pattern. In case we want to have a more refined control of our pattern with the laser, we can go to the laser patterning parameters, which are quite more advanced parameters that we can control, and we may see them in another video. This is just a basic introduction to a use of the laser. Of course, if we want to check the quality of the pattern, and especially if we want to check the depth at which we're patterning, we can make beautiful use of the reading arbitrary or just reading function of the Nanophraser, because this will not, of course, damage our area, but it still will allow us to have an idea at which depth we're patterning with the laser, because differently from TSPL, we do not have any control, any feedback with the laser, because we just use the laser and the tip is just there for a reference. So this is it for a basic patterning with the laser. We will see advanced patterning parameters with the lasers in other videos.